Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 18 Italian Grand Prix for Tier 2. Tonight is round 11 of the championship and I am very glad to be back in the commentary box alongside GRT Matty for what is looking to be an absolutely thrilling race here at the Temple of Speed. We've got 3.6 miles of circuits to navigate, with the drivers being at full throttle for 83% of the lap, so definitely a challenge of the aerodynamics, and it's going to be a tale of slipstream and DRS trains, I think, for this one. But as I said, I'm joined by JRT and Matty in the commentary box. How are you tonight, Matt?
Alright, looking forward for this race, of course. It's Monza, so anything can happen.
It's looking like a very good race as Tommy Real starting a lap. Let's go on board with Tommy Real for a lap of Monza circuit, braking into turn 1, braking about 125 metres out. He goes a little bit deep. Want to stay off of that second curve on the left hand side as he now comes through. You have a Grande.
Gets out of the way nicely.
Tight on the white line, and he now needs to pick his braking point for turn 4 and chicane just before the 100 metre ball. Want to take as much curve as possible on both sides. Navigates that very nicely as he comes through the first Lesmo now. Keeps it nice and tight, let the car roll out to the left hand side, looking for the 50 metre board on the left. As he hits the apex, a little bit of grass on the entry, let it run out as he opens the DRS flat now, coming all the way down to Ascari. Long run now, again looking on the right hand side for the 100 metre board. Very hard sequence of corners to get right as Tom Real finds out there, goes a little bit deep. And he lets the car run out very, very wide there.
Sorry,
the final run now.
Get a lot of people.
For Parabolica. Again, braking about 75 metres out. And around the final corner, as he is going to be coming into the pits with an invalid lap.
Roots is coming around the last corner. He's still on a lap. He was at the first one. 99, so not great.
Brown was on the lap, but backs off.
Aldair. Next one's got some lines on the mediums. 19.6. That's a good lap on the 10 meter, guys. That's a very good lap. Medium's about a second slower, so. So that's a pretty good lap for a banker.
Yeah, Brown is going to go for a second run on those same tyres. It's confident about the tyre.
Not sure the 27.1's very competitive. Etienne using the last steering lock through Parabolica to end this lap.
There's no one really setting the time spins alight in the first runs. Brown through the first sector, it's a 26 flat, so it's not the best first sector.
Semi-K is also on lap. There's a lot of cars on the thing as well.
Oh, Brown's knee span. That second Lesmo.
Oh, Semi-K having a bit of a moment in the exit of the second chicane.
Felipe on a 19.1 on the set of mediums. That's a very strong lap from him. Tavares with an 18.4 as well. Pretty decent.
For bank lap, that is rapid for bank lap.
His teammate just behind him in P2. So what can Brown do on his first run? Comes through Parabolica. He's going to be coming across the line now. It's only a 0.7. Not the best first lap from
Semi-K. Also coming around Parabolica.
Goes ahead.
18.6. Yeah. Battle of the Dutchman. Carries on going.
Kata goes for provisional pole with a very strong lap there.
18.2, yeah. These are strong laps for bankers. This is already looking better than Tier 1. And well, that makes it a bit worried.
It's very difficult to get a lap in around this track as
Maldi.
well.
Exit of Ascari. Bit of a wiggle. Coming through the Parabolica, the McLaren Renault driver.
It's in the
18s.
18s.
I think Marley would be happy with that. I'll say.
That's not a bad bank lap from the McLaren.
Reckon? 18-3.
And Tommy Real do, because he's now on the lap. Looking pretty strong in the tier 1 yesterday as a reserve. And Tavares is out.
Ooh. That's in the start finish
Binned it.
straight.
How has he binned it there?
Get to semi-K, might have a good view of that. He stops in the mid straight, he's lost the wheel. Unless he's hit the barrier or something, I don't know. What else he could done? I don't know if he's crashed into the barrier.
He's crashed into the pit wall, by the looks of it.
And he's crashed into the pit lane, he's gone into the pit lane and it's teleporting back on track.
Yeah, you can see it on.
Excuse me.
His car just teleported off the racetrack there. So there's a bit of debris to coming over the line.
Victoria's going for another lap.
Yeah, he is. Wasn't the best lap from him. He messed up at Ascari. It's very tight on a Curva Grande. It's up on the curve.
Just gain that extra few thousand as much as you can. That's a terrible camera angle.
A little bit
Very
wide.
cautious. Yeah.
Ran wide, which meant he had to back off a bit. And he's run out of fuel.
He's backed off. Oh, fuel.
Not sure why he went for another run in the end.
So the racing point runs out of fuel. We've got Elder
Yeah, starting
starting
on
a
that.
lap.
Watch that first sector split. You're looking for at least about a 0.8 to be on for a strong lap. There's a 0.7, so very fast, but he's messed up the second chicane there.
Yeah,
Too
well,
cautious on entry. First sector was very strong. He's looking a little bit pedestrian so far in this sector.
Oh, we just went off board and hit a bit of slides coming the exit. It's like Lesmo too.
He's only on, I think, for a mid 18 at best, as he has a big moment at Ascari again. It's been a messy lap.
3 times now he's off the rear end.
Looking like it's going to be around about an 18.7 at best. A bit cautious through Parabolica as well.
Yeah, I think I found it quite difficult to go for Bob like
It's
yesterday.
0.5. So even with those mistakes.
Yeah, he's definitely got some more timing now, I know that. So I'll see my day to this lap. I'm not sure he's going for another lap. No, Etienne's on a lap.
Yep. 0.9 first sector. Looked pretty good through that second chicane though.
Yep, nicely done. You can actually go wide for that chicane down the exit. You can go use a bit of gravel and go over it.
Very individual driving style that Etienne has, using a lot of initial steering lock. Very much like Fernando Alonso in the Renault of 2006 and 7.
I think it's quite a common steering driving style for specialists. I think mainly the non-4 wheel users tend to use this sort of driving style, and it works. So I'm not sure.
This looked like a decent lap for a Mercedes driver. A bit cautious in Parabolica though.
Yeah, that's
May cost him.
probably could be another way. Cross the line off the P7.
Brown started a lap. He's backed off by the looks of it already.
Yeah.
They're going to go for another run. Struggling in this session so far.
Yeah. He's already messed up 2 laps already. He already had to do an extra lap on those first set of tyres. Milton's on a lap on the Alpha Romeo through the 2 Lesmos. Nice and stable through the exit. ERS wide open. Underneath
Brown's
the old
coming to the pits, so
banked.
he's going to be joining us in the contracts for a very quick interview for his final run. So Bram Ram, hello.
Yes. Hello.
Um, just here for a quick interview in qualifying. So it's been a difficult few weeks for you in the championship. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Obviously, 2 DNFs in the last 3 races, and you have conceded that championship lead to your rival Udare. Are you looking strong for this one in Italy for a bounce back?
Yeah, I think I got good race pace, but he's not going well so far. Had a bit of a problem. So one run left, all or nothing. But I think I can still get a good result in the race.
And obviously, we haven't got long left in the season, including this one. There's only 6 races to go, and you've got a 13-point deficit to make up. Are you confident with the tracks towards the end of the season, or are they ones that you feel you're going to struggle at?
I'm confident. I feel very confident at Japan and USA. They are two of my better tracks. Mexico and Abu Dhabi are quite neutral. The only one I'm really cautious for is Brazil. Of course, you there is Brazilian and he will be very fast at his home track. I'm aware of that. But I think if I can get back in the lead before Brazil, I might be able to get this championship.
Well, thank you for the interview, and best of luck for the rest of your quali and for the race as well.
Thank you.
So Matt, Felipe's just on provisional pole with a
Yeah.
.2.
I'm bored with him. He's just banging that lap in.
But looks like most
3K
people
falls
are
a lap.
prepping.
Validated.
Most people are prepping for a lap now. Look at a new set of tyres. Or out on an out lap. So do you think we're going to see any teams possibly try and deploy the slipstream between teammates at the end of this session? Try and give them a bit of a boost up the table?
It depends. I mean, I don't think between teammates, I don't think will happen. But I think some of the Brazilians might do it to each other. I know that. I like to give each other a bit of slipstream sometimes. So, but I don't know. It depends what the relationship is between the teammates.
So Pedrosa started up. I think Kata's just started off as well. He's down in the first sector. It's not the strongest first sector. There's only a 26 flat. And he's backed off already.
Yeah, must have the first quarter. Fruits, next one's across the line. Didn't check his delta. Split. Bit of a short shift. Arbolica to make sure he has a good traction. Across the line goes P12.
So drivers now coming out on outlaps. Bram's on an outlap at the moment. So he'll be the first main runner, I think, to go out on a lap. As he comes through Parabolic now, so let's ride on board with it.
Got 7k in front of him, might give him a slipstream, but Brown
Yeah,
a bit
big
of a
slide
moment
there.
on the apex. 7k is going to give him a slipstream. 7k getting a little bit slower than Brown wanted.
It's very slow by first sector. I feel like the lap's already done for him.
Backed off. He's backed off. No, he's very, very steady through that. Get between 5th, Brown did. Get between 5th with the screen.
Yeah, I don't think this is even going to be a 0.5 with that first sector. It's going to need a mighty middle and final sector. See what he does through the second sector split. He is still down. Pretty good through Ascari though, could make up a bit of time on his lap through there. The fire tactic did look pretty decent, but what can he do on his final
Yeah, he
run
can
coming
do
up to the
that.
line? It's only a point
Improved,
6.
but did improve, but not by much.
It was P6 at best.
The last next one to cross the line.
Udez on a lap as well.
Charles up to P3.
Udez 25.8 first sector, and he's wide at the second chicane again. He doesn't like to take that curve on the inside by the looks of it.
Going into the game, you have to really attack these curves. If you don't, you just lose those few hundredths of a second. Helps you open up the right hander, it does. Maldi's qualifying over, couldn't improve on his first lap.
Udez was up, and he managed to get away with him better than Ferrari, but he did go wide. So championship leader now, out the final corner. Can he get himself any higher up the grid? He even put himself on the second row. He comes across the line. He does put himself in P4.
P4.
So what about Felipe? He's up on his time. At the final corner, and it's Bram Nilsson who's gone on provisional pole, Matt. He's gone for a second
that
run.
came on nowhere.
As Felipe comes across the line and he misses out. And he goes P2, and Bram Nilsson with an 18 flat out of nowhere.
The second lap. Yeah, and
Kata's made it
that's
to
the
the
second
line.
lap on this side as well.
Kata is on a lap,
Bram.
so he will be the main contender now for pole position.
Right, so now if deployment stays
Validated.
last. Tomario's backed out. Only a 15th for Tomario. Not good for him. Dan's can't seem to have the rear end. He's all over the place in the second. Netland managed to get back in to 8th. Definitely a bigger, larger lap time range between the tier 2 and tier 1.
Well, the top 7 are very close together.
Yeah, but it was like 6/10 the gap, like first 10 tier 1. Pretty much just 8/10 here. But yeah, pole position tier 2 for Brown. Pretty much match Brown Bruno Will's lap time. Well, I'm sure Bruno Will had a lot more time in that lap.
Yeah, I think the times yesterday were very much slower than what the potential was. But it's all about when you can set the lap in, which Brown managed to do. As everyone has complete their lap now, just waiting for drivers to come in.
And McKay's gonna have to always crawling around Parabolica. That's qualifying. I'm just hoping Kata can hopefully actually take advantage of that P3, that third place, and actually hopefully get a good result for once. Because Kata, I don't know, he's retired about the last like 5 races. He retired like 4 times. So.
His last points finish was in Canada, which he was still last place out of all the finishers.
Yeah, and he was running leading that race for half the race as well.
But yeah, Brown out of nowhere, looking to get his championship
next
back
lap
on track with his
the
championship lead down in P5.
Good lap from Brown there, despite having doing an extra lap on those tyres.
Yep, so it is Brown Wilson who takes pole position. Estes Felipe just missing out in the end. He will start in P2, Timo Kata in P3. Behind him on the second row will be FXBR Charles with the championship leader FXBR Yuda in P5. The other Hush driver down in P6 with FXBR Tavares in P7. Milton will start P8 with Etienne behind him in P9. King Lemon will join him on the 5th row. Essie Maudi with the pole position in reality with the free choice of tyres in P11. Drews will be P12 behind him. Pixar Solid P13. P14 is Feel the Power. P15 is Tommy Real, disappointing session from him. 16th is Crook Run. 17th FXB Daniel. Back of the grid is YX.
Wonder if there's a bit of tactics with Maldi there to get P11.
No, I think he's just slow. We'll see if it pays off for him in the race. Crooken's disconnected.
Oh. Last time somebody finished, well, the last person that's by
And solid
P11
as well.
yesterday was me, and I got damaged. So if Maldi's starting P11, Maldi might get damaged as well. This history repeats itself, as it always does.
Is the lobby on friends only?
Yes, it is.
Did one of them just join back?
I don't know. Didn't see anything pop up. Might just quick change the navigation bar thing. Cause it's on second bottom. Just moved that.
Well, hopefully those
the
guys can get back in.
bar. Just changed the bar to put at the top because I couldn't see when people were joining or leaving. So now I can see who gets penalties and stuff and warnings.
So it is clear skies for the Italian Grand Prix, which makes a change. Both tiers withdraw races for once.
Well, it's the whole race then.
So as you can see, predicted pit stop strategy is soft to mediums for the guys starting on the softs, which will be the choice for all of them. And outside of the top 10, let's have a look what tyres they've got. So PXR solid, Tommy Real and Crooken all going for a set of softs, and the rest going for mediums.
Interesting.
I would have thought they'd all would have gone a set of mediums, but
maybe they think maybe they get anything, maybe get damage or if they hopefully just get better starts. Don't know.
And Crooken wasn't in the lobby, was he? Neither was Solid, so they couldn't choose their strategies. It was only Tommy Real who chose to go on the softs, realistically. Abraham Nilsson leads them away on the formation lap.
Brown's been very quick on his qualifying, but Brown's race pace has been terrible this season, but it's definitely not been as good as his qualifying pace. So
It has
Brown
been
can transfer
lackluster
that.
in comparison to his qualifying pace. But I think it's all to do with the setups that he runs. He likes to have the raw pace, but maybe struggle on the consistency a bit more. Whereas I think Udair is the opposite. He likes to run a bit more of a race pace setup. But the top 6 in there for the grid for this race is top 6 in the championship, I believe. Apart from SS Felipe, top 7 that is. So it's going to be
Brown lighting up those rears at the entry to Barbodica. Make sure I get some heat in them as much as possible.
the car's coming up. It's good now. Some cars getting 3 wide as they line up on the grid. And I think Brooklyn managed to get back in. I'm not sure about Solid.
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, they all come then into their grid slots as Wax takes the final grid slot. As we're waiting for actual Crookrun to get in position, his AI. And yeah, there's 5 lights already on my screen apparently.
Yeah,
But we'll wait.
have us half the time. Wait for them on the driver's side.
So here we go then for the Italian Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go. Looks like a great start from Charles. The back
Oh,
already
Alpha Tauri in the barriers
wall
already.
Off of
That's,
the pit box, and
pure
it's
power.
SS Felipe to take the lead into turn 1. He's already way past Brown Nilsson. Going into turn 1 now. Have we got any more? There's 3 wide at the back, and there's a Williams off.
Crashes Renault
And there's
Williams.
Crookroom completely missing his braking point by the looks of it. And we've had an incident, and there's a few cars off at the back.
Probably safety car, surely.
Yeah, 3 cars off before even they hit the apex of turn 1. And Semike's also had a brilliant start. And where's Udair? Udair's out.
You there? Yeah. Always a fry of the track.
What happened to him? He's lost his front wing.
I did say there was a Renault. I did say there was a Renault and a Williams.
And YX has had an incident as well. He's off, I believe. No, it's Phil the power.
No safety car.
As Felipe's absolutely bolted. Already 9 tenths ahead of Brown Nilsson. More yellow flags down into turn 4. There's a massive battle in the midfield here. Drew's in solid side by side. Drew forces him onto the grass. Surely that's going to be a bit of an instant. He manages to keep control of the car. And that was rude from Pedroux.
YX is already out of deployment,
yeah, and so is Pedroux.
And YX.
As well as Solid well, as he's side by side with Etienne at the back. He keeps the position as Etienne runs very, very wide. He loses the car. It's now actually Daniel. Another move on YX as he does so, and Tommy Reed is going to follow him through. And King Lemon going for a move on Tavares into turn 1, late on the brakes. Tavares gives him the respect, but he can't get the move done. And Solid and YX still battling out on P13. Etienne looking to get involved as the 3 at the back are into the pits with front wing damage.
Tavares a bit of a slide coming out of the second chicane.
Solid gets showered in a gravel there. Daniel makes a move on for Drews, gets it done at first Lesmo. Tommy Rose looking to follow him through. Can't do so.
All three different charge choices for people in the pits. Softs for the power and hards for Errol Dan, Crook and the medium, so they've all got different ideas of what they're going to do. I've got a bit of praying for the safety car. Well, I hoped it came out, but it didn't. There's already 3 separate trains. We've already got a leading train, we've got a midfield train, and we've got a third, like a more back train. It's weird how they split up so much already. It's 3.2 seconds to Maldi and Kata. It's only been 2 laps.
Felipe's not managed to get the DRS yet. Not Brown Nilsson.
It's just, we've already split into 3 different trains. Oh, I'm hearing crunches. Oh, there's a McLaren and a Ferrari. Solid and Cruz, I think, had a bit of a clash there. Solid's lost more positions. Solid's losing even more positions now.
Yeah, he had contact.
He's off in the gravel.
Is that with Pedroux again?
I think so.
Cruz
and Solid, I think it was.
Yeah, and onto the gravel goes Tommy Real yet again. It's going to be Etienne down the inside of the first Lesmo. Roughed him up a little bit, but it's a good move in the end.
Solid's looking to get back in it. He's going to be inside it. Oh, that's going to be a squeeze. Oh. Etienne's having some internet issues. Not going to help.
Kata was looking close on the back of Senna. He's lost time through Ascari. As Tavares is span at Ascari. He's off. He's got damage.
It's not the first time I've seen somebody spin off there in Tier 2. Happened a couple of times last season.
I think, yeah, he's got no damage, but he's still going. Semike sets the fastest lap. Only on a 21.9 though, that is very, very slow for race pace.
Tavares in the pits.
Yeah. He's out, he's retired.
Yeah, Tavares, he's just thought, no, screw this.
And as you know
from
yesterday, that is not the best thing to do in the 27 lap race. Still plenty of opportunities.
I myself pit stop down, and I still managed to finish P7 the fastest lap, so I'd say just keep it out there and just hope there's another safety car. And
oh, Kata's going for a move. Oh, Semi gives him a squeeze. And Kata has to back out of it.
Just caught the back of that. You catch all of it.
It's a late move from the Haas driver. I don't think Kata's going to be happy with that.
I'm really weird how this three trains split up by big gaps already. I'm baffled how that's happened.
Mardy on a set of mediums. There was a contact at the start, wasn't there? A bit of a kerfuffle.
Well, I did say there was 3 trains, but that middle train has gone down to 3 cars now.
On a rebel off. Oh, that's Tavares' car out of pits. So Felipe really stretching this front train out. He's looking very quick at the moment. But crucially, they're all in the IS.
Felipe's not using. Yeah, Felipe's not using his ERS like he normally does.
Yeah,
Saving
he's
his ERS this time.
which is good for him. Brown's had to use quite a lot just to stay with Felipe.
Yeah,
20% more than
that's
has behind him.
It's a bit worrying despite having DRS. What's something you need to be doing?
Solid
saving
off at
it.
turn 1.
Oh, and that's Semi-K went wide in the second chicane. He's pushed the racing point Kata wide. He's held on barely, but they've lost DRS now after the leading group.
Yeah.
So he needs to get back in that group as quickly as possible.
Kata wants this move. He wants to get past the house driver.
I know, but if he's going to do this move, he's going to lose more time to leaders. So he needs to stay behind Semi-K and hope Semi-K gets back in the DRS of
He's
Charles.
struggling.
Charles with a penalty already as well. Not going to be helping him for the future.
Yeah, Kata looking a lot quicker at the moment.
King Lemon managed to get past Maldi. King Lemon is on the soft tyres and Maldi's on the mediums. Maldi's going back at him though, up the inside for 4 parabolic cup.
Yeah, gets it done, but he's now going to be under threat from DRS. I believe Lemon would have got it.
Greatest move. It's a good move, but it was not the cleverest move.
Yeah, no. Look, he's got
Or the Alpha
DRS.
Male is looking to get interested in this as well.
And Kata out the inside.
Maldi's going to lose 2 moves. Maldi's lost 2 positions now.
That's what we've done. That's back into P4, but a long way off of Charles now. And Semi-K's coming back at him here. He's using his ERS in the slipstream, and Kata just turns his over.
Losing more time here.
Yeah, and I think they've lost this train now. And Charles has lost DRS from Brown as well. So
Let's hope he can hold it. He can get him. He's got it back in. Oh, he's run wide for the first Degner. Charles has absolutely fluffed up the first left now.
Out of DRS. I think these front 2 are just going to drive away now. But it looks like Kata might be able to get back in DRS now. The gap's very close.
Maldi making that move before the parabolic cut has backfired on him massively.
Yeah, he's still the lead medium runner, but a long way off of.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment he's only really fighting for P6, as they're so far back.
Actually, our Daniel's gained 8 positions since the start of the race. So we're going to go start for, well, I'll say the Brazilian for Daniel. Because there is multiple Brazilians.
Yeah, this is the Brazilian tier of STB, as they like to call it.
As Milkman goes around the outside of King Lemon, around the outside of turn 1. For the inside of turn 2, but King Lemon might have better traction. He's pushed him off into the grass. Feels like who's going to use more ERS.
Drew's off. He's out, he's left.
Another Brazilian out of the race then.
Oh, Bam's made a mistake there. Through first Lesmo. Gap to Felipe, it's nearly over a second. He's having to use all of the DRS just to stay with him here. Felipe looking mighty quick. Here at Monza.
Yeah, Bam's got that qualifying pace, but just does not have that race trim.
You know, they're not lapping massively fast. I mean, the softs obviously will be dropping off at this stage. But it's
Veltman's had a big mistake out the outside at exit of Ascari here, and I think Lemon's all over the back of him now.
He's going for the outside. He's lifted off.
Yeah,
get DRS.
Yeah.
He will get it. Bit
Like,
slidey. Exit Parabolica and Milkman with great straight on speeds, using all of his DRS though. And it's going to be King Lemon in the slipstream. Milkman was defensive to the inside, running outside then. First King
The same thing
on
again.
the brakes. And he gets the move done, forces his way through, but will Milkman fight this back? He will do, and then he's going to squeeze him right to the man's side. Great racing from the Paradise, and Milkman straight back past. Up into
Milkman's
P6.
low on the RS though. He's got to be watch out for that. Otherwise, he's going to get
That's on the
chomped on
back
the
of Charles
straights.
as well now, showing his pace. But watch out for Felipe as he is flying at the moment.
Yeah, Bram's barely just keeping himself within DRS. And Cat is making a move on the Red Bull. Up the inside before Ascari, and Charles is given the position. Aldi's got a penalty, that's not going to help him. Oh, and Charles has gone wide onto the gravel. There's a 2.7 second gap now to Cat and Bram. And I tell you what, after all these battles, Daniel and Tom Ariel are closing up on Maldi and King Lemon, as Maldi's got a position on King Lemon before Parabolica. But Maldi's got so much more ERS now compared to the other two drivers. Maldi will have the ERS. And that's a Ferrari, and King Lemon's the first one to dip into the pits. It's an early stop for the Ferrari driver.
And I just think Charles just had a bit of a argy-bargy. He's lost massive time to Kata. He's miles behind him now. Kata in his own race now.
Closing up on Charles. Charles is struggling.
Right, Matt, I'm going to have to
I
go.
see him.
So I'll leave you in capable hands of JRT Matty to take through the rest of this race.
So, yeah. Got Maldi over the back of Milkman now. As King Lemon pitted, as these guys will carry on. Solid's looking to, King Lemon's looking to make it undercut on these drivers. Maldi's going to have to stretch these mediums out. Maldi will DRS, but it's not going to make a move now. Maldi learns from the mistake he did last time. He should not make the move now because he just lose that DRS. Maldi's using his overtake. Why is Maldi making? I don't know why Maldi's making the move now, because he's going to lose DRS on the next straight. Milkman's back around the outside. And there's a bit of a... Let me something. Maldi's lost like 3 positions. I think Maldi's had some sort of lag spike. Because he's lost like 4 or 5 seconds to Milkman. He's lost a few seconds there. I think Maldi's had a bit of a lag spike. So that's not good for Maldi. As Tom Reel's now all over the back of FXBR Daniel. But also just see in the 2 top runners as right now, Charles and Demi K are pretty close as people are now making their pit stops. King Lemon's gone for the hards, which is a strange strategy call. Medium should make it to the end. Medium should do a good 20 laps max. So why he's gone the hards is a bit of a questionable one. Hards are not exactly the nicest tyres. So you've got Tom Ariel's making the move, early move on the Williams driver. Easy pass. No trouble at all for the racing point. Oh, and Tommy Reel's lost the rear end! Tommy Reel's spun out, and that's FXBR Daniels hit him! Tommy Reel's lost the rear end through Ascari, and he's hit, and Daniel's been caught up in his spin. And that's done wing damage done to Daniel, and that's Daniel's race, rear end, because he's on the medium tyres, and he's going to have to pit now with that wing damage, and that's going to hurt him now, and YX is now pushing him through Parabolica. Daniel can probably pit now. If Daniel does pit, he will pit onto hards, because he can't go onto softs, because the softs will not do 17 laps. There's so much going on now, I'm struggling to keep up now. Tommy K is also in the pits, Daniel's in the pits, but Tommy Reel's in the pits as well. Don't know what happened to Tommy Reel to lose a rear end like that. Could be in the tyre wear, struggling in his tyres. But we've got Bram Nelson, YX. Bram Nelson has already made his stop. Easy move on YX around the outside. Yeah, oh wait, just realised. Bram Nelson's ahead of Felipe. Bram Nelson's thing, I think Bram Nelson has got the undercut on Felipe. Because Bram Nelson's now ahead of him. I've completely missed that. Did not see that because so many things are happening with Tom Real spinning. and being in collisions and stuff. I'm struggled completely didn't miss Felipe getting overtaken by Bram in under the pit stops. So that's Bram now effectively in net P1. As Charles and Milkman are yet to pit and are stretching his tyres out, I'm surprised Charles will get going despite how much he was struggling. That's a bit fast in the pit lane and he managed to slow it down. So McKay makes the move on Prude. Prude, I think he's not even in control of his car. That's Prude's effectively out of the race. As Bram Nelson sets the fast lap, it's at 1:21.6. Fast lap last week was actually by me. It was a 20.20 flat, but that was later on the soft tyres. There's a bit of a train forming. This little leading pack we've got here. Maldi's now leading the race, but Maldi's not going to make it any trouble for Bram Nelson. Maldi's already a pit stop behind these guys now. Maldi's going to be easy pickings for these guys. I don't think Maldi's going to really want to fight these guys. Maldi's going to be helping Bram here. He's holding up Felipe a lot right now. And Maldi is defending it. He's using his overtake. Felipe's not got the ERS to do it, and Bram's defending it like absolute hell. And he's kept the position on Felipe. Felipe's not got the ERS and he's not got the fuel to do it. And there's a bit of a touch there. Bit of a ghosting, bit of a touch. Not nice. Felipe does not have the ERS. Felipe was really good on his ERS, but he's gone back to his usual ways and he's not being very good on his ERS now. Kata behind him, 75% ERS to use. He's going to be gobbling that up in this bit of moments. As Felipe now goes around outside of Maldi for turn 1, really get later braking. He's got fresher tyres. There might be a bit of a touch there, I'm not sure. Maldi's trying to hold the position, but he can't keep it, and Kata's barging his way through past Maldi in easy pickings for Kata, and Kata's now right to the back of Felipe, but Felipe's now lost 2.2 seconds to Bram Nelson. So yeah, Bram Nelson is now leading. Felipe's side by side with Kata's a collision. Oh, there's been touch, wheel bangs and everything. Kata's had to cut the chicane, and he's held the position. Felipe's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane, so that's not going to help him down the back there. But there's definitely some argy-bargy, pushy-wushies going on there. I don't know what I just said, but carry on. Kata's lost another 5 tenths to Bram Nelson now. Bram Nelson is now wandering away from this race. I'm getting a bit of last season flashbacks when I was leading. YX has got another penalty, but that's YX, I think, on the move of Maldi. YX did corner cut and had a great momentum out of the Scari, but Maldi stays ahead, but YX stayed back because he wants that DRS. Maldi's not got the overtake. Maldi's using way too much overtake, but he is racing YX. Maldi's absolutely destroying his ERS now. Maldi will be pitting a few laps soon. And that's Kata and Felipe side by side again. They've touched. They've touched. And that's Kata's lost the position to Felipe. Kata can't keep Felipe behind. Felipe's been rapid this race. Kata just does not have the pace, but Felipe with a lower ERS, Kata's going to gain more time. Where he sees that light flash in the back of that Renault. He's going to be seeing that light and knowing that Felipe is low on the ERS, so Kata's with the 50%, he's going to use that for his advantage. YX is still behind Maldi. And it's calmed down a little bit now. We've got Tomaril on the back of Felipe. Daniel's on the set of hards, he's going to pit early because he was on the mediums after getting damage from Tomaril's spin, and they're back together now, so there's a bit of a controversy going on here. Kata's getting his penalty, but Felipe hasn't got a penalty yet, but Bram Nelson now got a 3.6 second gap. All that fighting Kata and Felipe have been doing has helped Bram pull away. And now Bram, because he's now out of DRS, Bram can control his pace. And if Bram doesn't get another penalty and keeps it clean, he's got no reason to keep corner cutting. Bram can take it nice and easy, just keep it clean. Bram's got this race in the bag. Kata still looking to get past the yellow flags. It's a virtual safety car. That's Tomaril out at Ascari again. So Tomaril, I think, has had another moment. He's in the barriers. He's done the same thing he did the last time, but this time he's hit the barriers. So, Tomaril obviously not feeling very comfortable. And it's his third time. That's the third time he's spun at Ascari in the last 2 days. He spun out there and crashed out there in Tier 1 yesterday, and he's spun there twice today, and he's retired for the second time in 2 races. So there's a safety car. Some people are pitting, but it's just a virtual safety car, so they won't be able to bunch up. This will help Felipe get his ERS back, but they've gone soon. Kata's already making his move already. But Felipe is using all of his overtake to try and stay ahead, but Kata's still got the move anyway, despite all that ERS. Felipe's got low on fuel as well. Kata's got the extra bit of fuel to use. Felipe's low on the ERS. Kata knows that. Elder, despite starting P2 in the race, he's all the way down to P14 after the collision at the start of the race. Felipe does not have the ERS, but he will have the ERS in Kata. Kata is using these to use the overtake, but Kata literally, Felipe has no ERS at all. It's just internal combustion only for the last bit of the straight. And he's got the move done. Kata's going to get a switchback move. Kata will have more overtake. Felipe has literally nothing at all. He'll be slowing down the straight, but he has the inside, and Kata will have to back out for now. Felipe, Bram Nelson's now got a 5.3 second gap. This is how much they're slowing each other down by. These guys have cost each other about 3 or 4 seconds, just battling each other out. These guys were right behind Bram Nelson right after the pit stop windows, but they've lost 5 seconds to Bram Nelson just in these last few laps alone, bombastically. So it just proves how much it hurts you battling people. It's better to just let people pass and try and find a way than to get past. But oh, and Felipe's gone wide through Ascari. That's no doubt about. What about it? It's going to be a warning for him. Kata, again, with that ERS advantage, will have the upper hand on him and DRS down the straight. Bram Nielsen looks like he's going to win this race now. There's an ERS for Kata. Felipe's got no ERS left to use. Late moves, Felipe defending. Oh, there's been a touch, and that's Felipe. Felipe's been spun. Felipe's got damage. I don't think he's got away with it. Oh, he's cut off Kata. Kata's got damage, and Felipe's cut off Kata, and that's ruined Kata's race. Kata's got damage. Felipe cut the chicane, and he's giving Kata damage, and then he's squeezing off the track. What is going on? Kata's luck has just gone from worse and worse and even worse. And Felipe's now being a bit dirty here, and he's holding up Kata on purpose, it looks like. And I don't know, there's some real rivalry going on here, and they've lost, and Charles is catching up to these guys, and Bram Nelson's now got an 8-second gap to Felipe, and this is just gone. Bram is just absolutely gone now. The championship's going back into his grasp now, as Udell's down in P14, and these guys are fighting. Kata with that damage now, he's going to carry that for the last time. Oh, and that's Felipe gone! Felipe's gone, he's spun. He's out, he's going to be out of the podium, he's retired, he's absolutely had a knee drop. He still had a chance to get, he's still well in the points, so why didn't you keep going? Felipe, I think that's more of a rage quit than anything else. If Felipe is still well in the points, even with the spin, he still get at least P7, and he's gave up and he's retired from the race. Will that create a safety car? Wax is in the pits, that's where he's scheduled a pit stop. Will it be a safety car because of retirement? Will it be a safety car? Yes or no? That's the question. Maldi got another penalty, I saw it earlier. Maldi onto a set of softs after making his pit stop, and it doesn't look like it's a safety car. Kata's got that penalty, so that damaged, carrying with him now. Kata's got that damage. I don't know what happened there. Kata seemed to got squeezed at the exit of turn 2 from Felipe, and it caused Kata to hit the back of the front wheel of Felipe, and it gave Kata damage. So that's ruined Kata's chance of being any sort of podium now. Semi-K has not got a penalty. The Semi-K is looking to keep that second place, but Bram Nelson now should have this race in the bag. He's got a 12-second gap. It's absolutely massive. All the Bram Nilsson needs to do is just, he can just absolutely cruise to the end now. He has no worries at all. Only thing way that Bram Nilsson can lose this race if he takes himself out. Kata with the damage, Kata does not have any sort of luck at all. As like Mercury said earlier, Kata's last time he got points, Kata was Canada. That was 5 races ago. And Kata's in the pits. There's a big gap, but there's a massive gap. He's going on a toss and Kata's sped in the pit lane. Only make his life even worse for him. He'll be going to the soft tyres. I just don't think that was really worth it, to be honest. He's going to lose more time that way. As the race now is completely spread out. I don't think the only way the person that has DRS now is Charles on Semi-Cane Charles. This is literally the only battle on track. I say that, Etienne is making a move on King Lemon. Etienne's up the inside. King Lemon on the hard tyres. A bit more drawable, but they're not as quick. The Canadians using a bit of DRS to pull away slightly. This medium should be a little more grippy. And 7K breeze past Charles. Charles just giving it to him. Because Charles is like, yep, you go ahead. I'll just get you back in the next DRS point. It's now 13.6 seconds to Bram Nilsson from Semi-K. The gap is massive. That's what happens when you fight too much. 13 seconds is now the gap. All of Bram Nilsson's championship rivals are just fell down the order. Felipe's out. And Uded's out of the points. Kata's down 9th. And that's Charles going up the side again. They've got their own battle. They're not going to lose much from it because Milkman's 7 seconds behind. But all this battling is just making Bram Nilsson's gap just bigger and bigger. These guys will be fighting out for the rest of the race. As Maldi's caught up to the back of these guys, but I think Maldi's carrying more penalties. I think Maldi's definitely got a few penalties there. And then Ferrari's trying to defend from Maldi. Maldi's making his move. Maldi on those soft tyres has got so much more grip. If I was King Lemon, I wouldn't even bother fighting. He does not have the tyres to keep ahead of Maldi. You can see Maldi. Why King Lemon is using a very unorthodox place to use overtake. The track you need to use a lot are overtake. That's not the place you want to use it. Kata's got another penalty. That's not going to help him now. I think that's his second penalty plus the drive plus his 5 seconds. Maldi, DRS on Etienne, but if I was Maldi, if he's not stupid enough, he won't use his overtake down the next straight. Because he just doesn't need to. Oh, and Etienne spun! Etienne's lost the rear end! Etienne's lost the position to Maldi, and that leaves King Lemon to pick off the pieces. And Etienne's lost the position again to King Lemon after just getting the position off him. So that's like a lot of people struggling through that sky right now, losing their rear end. Or spinning at all, or crashing. This already tends to pick people off one by one. Maldi's now up to P5, but Maldi's carrying an extra penalty with him. And Kata's got another 5-second penalty being in the pit lane. I think it might be retirement. It is Kata, what, the 5th or 6th race in a row now, with no points for him. And if Maldi can get a gap, Maldi's got P5 here, and if Maldi's getting any more penalties, Maldi can make a bit of gain more 2 seconds on King Lemon. Maldi will have a solid P5 result. Kata is our 4th retirement of the race. But longer and longer this race battle goes, the more and more King Lemon will be into play, because those hard tyres will not wear out as quickly. So Etienne needs to get his move done as quickly as possible before his tyres start to fall off and King Lemon stays fresher. Maldi lost 3/10 through there. I don't know what happens to Maldi. He's lost a lot of time. If I was Maldi, I would use some of that overtake. I think Maldi might go fast lap here, I'm not sure. He's near his overtake. He's in a bit now. And there's yellow flags. And that's I think that's Feel the Power, I think. And that's Etienne. He's got past King Lemon again. I'd say Etienne had to get back past him as quickly as possible. And he has. With a move done, Mercedes had to overtake this Ferrari rival again. And the tyres still have a bit more grip compared to the Mars, despite being 11 laps old. Solid's not even racing, hasn't been racing since lap 1. Aldair's got himself into the points. The FXBR Daniel company. YX has caught up to the back of these guys. And Charles has got another penalty. Charles has picked up another penalty. Milkman, I think, might be on for a podium here. If he keeps that gap, Milkman might be on for podium. Melody has got that gap opened up to Etienne to 2.3 seconds. Of course, that fight definitely helped him. Melody, I think, is going for the fastest lap. He's used a lot of ERS. We also need to keep on the fight of Etienne and YX and King Lemon, as these guys are fighting it out. 3 different tyres, 3 different drivers. Melody does not get fastest lap. He's 6 tenths down. So that's fast lap out of the way from Aldi. King Lemon's trying to get past Etienne. Etienne's using his overtake himself to stay ahead of the Ferrari driver. YX is stuck in this train. Might have the soft tyres, but they're stuck in the DRS. He's got to pick out his points. And to overtake. Aldair's now got DRS and Daniel, but that'll have to wait another lap. And King Lemon's got wide. Wex is going to make his move now, but as King Lemon's defending, he's using his own overtake, and King Lemon's left him a gap. That's not good, because Wex has got those softer, rubbier, grippy, soft tyres, and it's just opened up, and King Lemon has to see the position. King Lemon tried to hold it off around the outside, but Wex and those soft tyres is just going to steam up the inside. He's got the grip to do so. And Wax now got easy pickings on Etienne. Etienne's tyres will be starting to go off. Maldi has got a 3-second gap to these guys now, so Maldi should hopefully have P5 in the race now. But Bram Nilsson, after getting past Philippe in the pit stop windows, and Philippe then spinning out and then crashing into Kata, despite cutting turn 2, that will have to be investigated between Kata and Philippe. It might go Philippe's way in terms of penalties, but Wax breezes past Etienne. I think Etienne knows that he's not going to be able to keep that Ralph tyre behind. The soft tyres will be so much quicker, but Etienne will be hopeful to use that as advantage by keeping up with him, and that hopefully will help him defend from King Lemon. There's another yellow flag. That's Aldair's in the pits. I'm not sure why. And he's retired. So that's Aldair's. That's all of Bram Nilsson's championship rivals have retired from the race. Semi-K's, I think, 3rd in the championship, or 4th in the 3rd in the championship, but he's quite a bit behind. So Philip Bram Nilsson is going to take back the championship lead in the standings after one race of losing it from Philippe, from Aldair, sorry, wrong Renault driver. But it's got this battle going on with YX, who's not been able to pull away from Mercedes and Ferrari despite going through that sector 2, which should be a dominant grip section of the track. YX has got no RS, he's trying to pull away, but he hasn't been able to. But Etienne's got a poor exit here. But a bit of an overtake can sort that out. But Etienne, seeing that flashing light, he's thinking, I can make this move here. YX can't do about it. YX is going to go around the outside for turn 1, but Etienne has got the mediums, but YX has got those softer tyres, and he squeezed him off the track in exit turn 2, but Etienne's still got some ERS to spare, and YX hasn't. YX has got softer tyres. King Lemon will be sitting back here. His hard tyres not exactly going to be giving him the most amount of grip. YX still has that tyre advantage. But YX looks like he's going to have to battle this to the end. Just doesn't have the pace to pull away from the Mercedes driver. The Mercedes driver is very good on his ERS. Just see Wax has got that much more grip. As I can see, Charles looks like he's closing up in Semi-K right now, but Charles does carry 1 or 2 penalties. Semi-K hasn't got a penalty. Meldy should hopefully have P5. Milkman, I think if Milkman can keep this 6-second gap, might have P3. We're not sure what the penalties stand, but if Charles has 2 penalties, Milkman will get his podium, but Milkman needs to keep his pace up. It's just getting 3 tenths through there, so that will help. YX is sitting down, but King Lemon's trying to make a move. YX is making a move as well. YX is break late, but King Lemon's up the inside of YX. YX is going from attacking Etienne to be defending from King Lemon. King Lemon's around outside, but those moving tyres, these hard tyres, do not have the grip. But YX is having a poor exit. YX is using his overtake to get back ahead. And King Lemon's now using his overtake to try and get back past him, but it's a bit too far behind. And he's got to remember he's not on the hard tyres and they're 16 laps old. They're not going to have as much grip as a 7-lap old soft tyres as Charles gets another penalty. And that just makes Charles Milkman's life a lot more easier. I think that might be Charles' 3rd penalty. Milkman might have the 3rd podium in the bag. Charles not being very good on his corner cuts. Maldy's pulled away from these guys. These guys have been battling. Maldy's built a nice gap. Should be hopefully P5 for the McLaren driver. So the only battle on track right now is Etienne YX and King Lemon. Very strange battle is this. 3 different tyres, 2 different types of wear, but that soft tyres just not being, it's just not quick enough. And while Etienne has a lot more ERS to play with, Etienne just has that much more speed. Etienne defending, but what, he's gone wide. Etienne's gone deep, and YX has made the move, and that might just get YX 6th place. As now King Lemon's attacking him, but Etienne does have a bit more overtake to spare, and King Lemon has to stop using his overtake, otherwise he won't have anything left at all. As Bram Nilsson, after you think there's going fights going on, Bram is actually going around the last corner. He's that far ahead, and he's going to win by an absolute mile. Bruce has been disqualifying if he failed to use the right tyre compounds. God knows how that's happened. Bram Nilsson will win the Italian Grand Prix by 15.3 seconds, which is an absolute massive gap, which will drop. SC Maldi's got another penalty. That might lose him position, I'm not sure. Charles crosses the line, but Milkman have? He's got no penalties. Milkman will get 3rd place, I believe. He does. Milkman's on the podium, knocks down Charles down into P4. Maldi coming in the last corner now. Maldi should hopefully have P5, despite having, I think, a few good penalties himself. YX, how many penalties YX got? Because YX is up to cross the line. He's all about penalties now. Who's got more penalties than who? YX crosses the line, it'll be P6. King Lemon will take YX's P6 off him. Etienne will stay. YX over to him. YX has got damage. Etienne's got damage. So there must be some sort of collision there. And Etienne's down in 8th place with half a front wing. Daniel with down in 9th, 22 seconds behind, but he will take a couple of points in the end. Crooken will take 10th place. Their fellow Williams driver, a solid, who's an AI, will take P11. I think Philip Power, who's actually is racing, finishes behind Solid's AI, and will finish off the last positions. And those last 3 laps were all over the place. Just don't know what was going on with all the penalties and all the moves and the overtakes and the people fighting it out, and Bram Nilsson absolutely flying away because the people behind him are fighting. That's how much you can hurt around this track, where if you fight, you just lose so much time. And Bram Nilsson just been able to just fly away and get a 15-second gap at the end of the race. It's unbelievable just how much that can hurt. And it is a Haas 1-2, I believe. So it's a Dutch 1-2 and it's a Haas 1-2. So it was a 1-2 finish for the Dutch drivers, and Milkman does close on the podium. And here is your finish race results. It's actually an all Dutch podium, so that's something I wasn't expecting. It's Bram Nelson does win. Bram Nelson was carrying a 5-second penalty as well, so it wasn't a 3-second time penalty. It was a speed in the pit lane. So Bram Nelson still manages to win the race with that. Semi K will finish in second place, and finish off the Dutch podium is Milkman. Charles finishing P4 in the end with 9-second penalties. Melody in 5th with the fastest lap of the race. 1.1 seconds off mine, but Melody will finish in a solid P5. That'll be a nice P11 points for the McLaren driver. King Lemon in 6th in the end of that battle with Wayax and Etienne. He will win in the end of that battle. Wayax down in 7th, despite being on the softs, just could not get past the fellow drivers. But we'll finish down in P7 after that. But it will be a good result compared to his qualifying. It's like P18, so it's been a good race for him in terms of positions. Etienne in 8th, but having damage at the end. I'm not sure what happened, but he will finish in 8th place nevertheless. Daniel in P9 in the end, and I think it was Brudes who is he is the last finisher. But that is your race results, and let's get some interviewees in. I'm going to try and get Bram Nelson, the fellow, all 3 Dutch drivers, as they all speak English, I believe. I know that Semi K and Bram do. Let's get Meltman in as well. Right, in the party with me, we have got the 3 podium finishes today. Let's start from 3rd place in the podium. We've got Milkman, so include your audio, please.
Yeah, I'm here. I included my audio.
Okay. Very good result for you in the end. You kept it clean. You didn't get any penalties, and it paid off for you. Just go through the race and what came up to the end of that race.
The start was pretty chaotic, not gonna lie. I got tapped a couple of times and almost lost my car due to that, but luckily I did not. And throughout the whole race, I just needed to be composed and pick out my battles and or staying behind someone DOS and save for my EOS, and I think that paid off.
So, yeah, you got the 3rd place, so congratulations to you in the end. We'll now go to Semi K. Semi K, just make sure your audio is included. Quite an interesting race for you. I mean, you had a lot of battling going on with, I think it was Kata, and I think it was Charles in the end as well. I'm not sure if Charles was in that fight, but it was an interesting race for you. You did finish quite a long behind Bram. There was a lot of battling going on. Just what was your view on that? Okay, thank you for that, and congratulations on the 2nd place. Bram Nelson will now come to you. I mean, wow. I mean, you led the race, and fights going on behind you. You just got the undercut. I think missed it. You got the undercut on Felipe, and after all the battles, you end up finishing 15 seconds ahead of your teammate at the end of that race, despite the 5-second time penalty. Just put your view on that race and how you got that massive gap in the end.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say this was one of the most fun league races I've ever done. I really enjoyed myself out there and had some good pace in the race. Quali was nearly a disaster, but I got the pole lap in the end on used tires, which was nice. Then in the race I got jumped by Felipe. Shit started once again, which happens to me quite often. Kept behind him. I knew he was gonna. He uses a lot of ERS in the beginning of the race. So I was trying to get past him in the second stint. We had some good pace, and then into the pits we both went at the same lap. He braked very early, and I just tapped him on pit entry slightly, minor damage, and I got a 5-second penalty from it. We were really close behind, and I jumped him in the pits. After that, I had some beautiful strategy with Maldi to keep Felipe behind, so I could just pull away. And with my pace, I knew I was gonna win the race from there. And I got a bit lucky with the crashes behind, but I managed it well, and I won.
Yeah, I was going to say, all those fights going on, you cleared away from it, and those fights with Kata and Philippine and Semi-K and Charles, they're all fighting it out, and you're just able to breathe away, so it ended up being quite an easy win for you in the end. But that is the race today. It was a very chaotic race in the end of that, and very interesting as well. We will be back next week. We'll be going all the way over to Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. Next week you'll be back with ST Melody and Bram Nilsson himself for the Tier 1 commentary there, and then as well it'll be Tier 2 as well with me on Tuesday as well, so I'll be back for that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.